Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the American. You know, that's a pretty good response there, Randy. I mean, that's almost like Johnny Cash just coming up there and saying, "Hi, I'm Johnny Cash," and then the crowd goes wild. I mean, this is something I know y'all have been anxious to see, something that we've been anxiously awaiting for several weeks now as a host of the Road to the American on RFD. It has been quite a journey that has been full of a lot of fun, a lot of excitement, and a lot of unexpected turns. Thanks to Randy and his new ideas and his innovation. Thanks to all of you. By the way, I want to say a special thanks to all of the people that have their own shows on RFD. As I look around this room, I'm seeing a lot of people that I look up to, that I'm fans of. This is like a young singer going to the Grammys looking around the room with big eyes, and I'm feeling that right now. And to add to that, you throw in all the rodeo stars into this mix. And I've said this from the beginning. The best thing that I love about rfd-tv is that it brings the agriculture community together, right? And I think that's what this is doing for rodeo and the whole Western lifestyle. And I can prove to you that it's a very powerful engine. We know that the cowboy nation is powerful. After all, Ty Murray lasted on Dancing with the Stars 7 or 8 weeks longer than he should have. So we do have a voice. We do have a voice. And right now I'd like to introduce you to some of those voices, including the founder of RFD, Mr. Patrick Gotch. Good to have him here. The CEO and the guy who has put all this together, Randy Bernard, joins us up here. Chairman and CEO of the PBR, Jim Hayworth. We also have the reigning world champion PBR bull rider, J.B. Mooney. And another world champion, Guilherme Marchi. One of the most talked about stories in this whole process has been the comeback of Justin McBride to ride one more time in the bull riding. What might be a close second, Charmaine James coming out of retirement. And the greatest cowboy that's ever strapped on a buckle, Trevor Brazile. So right now I would like to bring up Patrick and Randy to kind of fill in some of the questions and the blanks and let us know everything we can look forward to.
Well, thank you, Justin. I think I'm holding the only buckle in the world that Trevor Brazile hasn't won. So, Trevor, good luck this weekend with all of you out here. I want to keep this really quick because I want to be respectful to the professional bull riders who is having their weigh-in with Bushwhacker and JB downstairs at 1 o'clock. But I want to say something about the PBR. They've been so gracious to be able to have this, allow us to have this with them. I want to thank them so much for the opportunity, and I think it's just made the entire Western sports community stronger, and that's what we all anticipated. You know, when the American got started, it was only 6 months ago when we made that announcement. Since then, we've had over 2,400 contestants try at the qualifiers. Now we have 46 that are here with us this weekend. They'll be going for that $1 million pot, competing against the top 10 cowboys in the world in each of their events. But then we added one other element, the exemptions. They're going for that $2 million as well. They get to go for the $1 million pot as well as the $100,000 for first place. And it doesn't seem like it's been that long ago, to be honest with you, that we made this announcement, and to think that we've had 30 sanctioned events thanks to the USTRC, Better Barrel Racers, Ultimate Calf Ropers, Professional Rough Stock. I mean, we couldn't have done it, and the PBR, of course, we couldn't have done it without them. We have 40 world champions competing here this week, over 146 gold buckles between all of them. Last weekend, we paid out over $300,000 at our semifinals in 2 days. And this week, of course, we're going to pay out the $2 million. When this idea first came about, I want to say that I took it to Patrick, and Patrick said, I said, Patrick, I have this crazy idea. I said, I know it will work. And I expected him to say, well, maybe in 3 or 4 years we'll try it, and he didn't. He goes, let's do it. And I'm like, at that minute, I just said, I was really excited about it, and we went on and started doing it, and about 2 weeks later, I started having cold sweats at night, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and I went over to my computer, and I typed an email out, and I said, Patrick, as the CEO of your company, I have to tell you that we have a chance to lose a lot of money on this event. And Patrick's response, like early the next morning, was, I don't care what we lose on this event. It's what the Western sports needs. And he said it will only help the Cowboys and RFD-TV both. And this is what we need to do to help revolutionize the sport and bring Western sports to the top of sports. And it's been that type of gracious attitude that is the only reason this is happening. I feel guilty when people say that it was my idea, because there's 1,000 ideas out there, but it takes someone that makes them work, and it was Patrick Gotch. So Patrick, I just want to thank you so much. I'm going to turn it over to my boss.
Raquel and Gatsby, come here. I can't give a speech without these two by my side anymore. My daughter Raquel and my daughter Gatsby. Thanks, Randy. And good afternoon, everyone. Jerry Jones's vision from 5 years ago of having a first-class championship rodeo is about to become a reality, and we're so proud to be a part of it. This is the first U.S. Open for rodeo, and with no disrespect to at&t, I'm glad it's being held here fittedly in Cowboy Stadium. On behalf of everyone associated with rfd-tv, and really on behalf of all of rural America and the entire rodeo world, I want to thank the Jones family and Randy Bernard for coming together to create this opportunity that is revolutionizing the sport of rodeo. Since its announcement, as Randy said, only 6 months ago, rfd-tv's The American has created enthusiasm and support never before witnessed in the Western sports industry. Everyone is excited about the format, putting the world's 10 best cowboys and cowgirls against 5 open qualifiers and a legend in each event. Of course, the record $2 million purse for one day is getting a lot of attention also. But I can tell you, despite all that, the real excitement here is the fact that we are holding this championship in Cowboy Stadium. Fans of rodeo understand this is special, as evidenced by tickets being purchased by fans in over 46 different states that are coming here this weekend to see the PBR and the American Rodeo. Not to leave out Canada and Mexico also. The unprecedented gathering of champions representing 146 gold buckles here to compete on one afternoon is further confirmation. I can tell you that to a man and to a woman that I've talked to, each is almost teared up when asked about their thoughts of being able to ride into this magnificent stadium for the American on March 2nd. It's going to be a historic moment for everyone involved. Preserving tradition has always been one of the cornerstones for building rfd-tv, and my family and I could not be more proud today to actually be part of what we believe is the start of a new tradition in this great country. A day that celebrates rodeo and showcases everything good about being a rural American. Thank you, everyone, and a special thank you to Jim and all of our friends at the PBR. This weekend is a true partnership, and together I think we've created a platform that showcases the very best for the millions of fans of Western sports. Thank you, Jim.
Patrick? Probably not. I was pretty sure you were up. Jim Hayworth from the PBR. He is one of the reasons we're able to piggyback on here this weekend.
Thanks, Justin. Thank you. Thank you, Justin. How many of you are ready to go see the competition right now? You know, Randy, I think this speaks a lot to what really is happening this weekend and the history that we're trying to make here. And I just want to reach out to you as well. This has been a great partnership. Thank you for what you, Patrick, rfd-tv, this kind of a weekend, what it will do for Western lifestyle is unbelievable. And I think we've got a model for something we're starting this weekend, but I think it's something we can continue and hopefully do it in some other spots as well. Although we're excited to be right here in Cowboy Stadium, this is our 5th year for the PBR to be here, and there is no better place in the world to have a competition like this. And that's why we're all excited. The relationship with the Cowboys and Jerry Jones and the family is one of those that we believe is very important and we want to continue to build on. But this weekend, you're going to get to see a lot of talent here, and I hope everybody's ready for it because it's going to be really exciting. As we think about bull riding, Randy, we appreciate that the American recognize the talent that we have with the professional bull riders and really making sure that that's who is representing the bull riding competition at the American. You're going to get a chance to see the best bull riders in the world right here on this stage. We have a couple of those that are here right now. And Justin introduced them, but I'm going to introduce them again just real quick. JB Mooney, our 2013 world champion. JB, stand up there just a minute. JB holds the longest streak for not being bucked off at 16, and also our most consecutive Built Ford Tough wins at 5 last fall. When he had that run to win that championship in 2013, you're going to get a chance to see him on Sunday after he competes in the Iron Cowboy on Saturday. Let's welcome JB Mooney. Also, Guilherme Marchi. Guilherme is our 2008 world champion. Let's welcome Guilherme. Guilherme is 2 rides, Justin, from setting a record of 500. He's going to have his 500th bull ride. He's at 498. Could set the record this weekend. Guilherme, we're pulling for you. We know you're going to make it happen. Let's again congratulate Guilherme. You know, these guys are going to have a tough time this weekend. They start on Saturday with the Iron Cowboy, then fall right into the American on Sunday. Going to be a great weekend both ways. And then the last person that I wanted to really highlight here, but Justin McBride. Justin, stand up there just a minute. Let's welcome Justin McBride. What Justin McBride has represented for the PBR, but I also mean this, when it speaks a lot about the talent that he's bringing. When he could come out of retirement, and Justin, it's been what, 6 years since you've ridden a bull? Been a while. When you could come out of retirement, and I would say this, he is a contender because he came out, he's going to be one of our exempt qualifiers that he gets a chance at $1 million. And Justin, I would tell you, I got a chance to watch you on your practice. I wouldn't count you out a bit. I think Justin's got just as much of a chance as anybody else. But Justin, we want to thank you for what you've meant to the PBR, what you continue to mean from a color commentating standpoint, but good luck this weekend as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Again, we want to thank Randy Bernard, Patrick, what RFD has done here. We think we've really got a great model that we can continue to build on, and we appreciate you guys all coming out today. Thank you.
We're going to take an opportunity to ask a couple of questions to these stars up here. We're going to start with JB. And I think, first of all, congratulations are in order.
Thank you.
Tell us how you're feeling. You've struggled with some injuries this year. So how with the potential of getting on 5 on Saturday night and a couple on Sunday, how you looking at that?
A lot of ice. It won't be too bad. Hand will be sore pretty good tomorrow, but you can tie it in there. You can get enough rods and make it stick enough to hold on to you, so it shouldn't bother me too bad.
All right, sounds good. Any bulls you're hoping to get on? Is there something that we could look forward to?
Oh, yeah.
That you're looking forward to?
Tomorrow, Bushwhacker, $1 million on his head.
For $1 million.
Yeah, I'd like to get on him for $1 million.
It'd be kind of cool to win a couple of million in just a few months right there. So.
Well, I'm really looking forward to riding against Justin again.
All right. Well, you'll. I tell you what. Let's just let Justin kind of rebuttal on that a little bit. So, how you feeling?
I feel pretty good. You know, I'm hoping that I'll be fresher than these guys will on Sunday after the task that they've got to undertake Saturday night. I mean, JB hinted at the fact that Bushwhacker, there's going to be $1 million up if somebody can stay on him, but that's going to be after coming through this bracket. And the bulls that are going to be out Saturday night are, and this is not an exaggeration whatsoever, they are the very best in the world. And so the guys really got a tough road ahead of them. But you know, most people know that JB Mooney is the guy that has been able to ride Bushwhacker since he's become the big monster that he is now. So you know, and Guilherme going for his 500th career ride, that's pretty unheard of in the PBR. I mean, this is a sport where you're looking at a guy can have a 10-year career that's really doing something the way the PBR is set up today. And for him to have stayed on that many bulls, not just got on them, but stayed on that many, that's quite a feat. And I'm just hoping that they're both going to be really tired come Sunday.
How many practice bulls have you been on?
One.
How'd that work out?
You know, it was good and bad. It was bad because I got bucked off of the bull, but it was really good because not one thing had changed. I felt like I went into it pretty tight and had a lot of questions on my mind, and I seen everything that I felt like I needed to see that day, and I figured if I got any left in me, I don't want to waste them on a practice bull.
All right, sounds good. Justin, we look forward to that. While we're talking bull riding, let's finish up with Guilherme. And you and I had a conversation on the road to the American a few weeks ago about how this year everything's lining up for you. You feel real good, don't you?
Yes, sir. And I feel happy to be here too. You know, I'm a big fan of the rodeo. I'm come from the rodeo contest, you know, and I'm so happy to be here with Travel, you know, and now the team roping guys, the calf roping guys, and that's a new idea, good idea, you know, what the Rand and the practical do for us, you know, for the contest. Not only me happy, I think all the cowboys happy too, you know, all the sponsors we have today, you know, 2 million for only one day. That's a great for the sport, you know, and everything the PBR do for us too. I'm thankful for everything, you know. I have a great career here in the United States. I remember when I kid, you know, and just watch those cowboys, you know, on the TV, and I'm here today, and everything I did, you know, everything I have come from, you know, United States, from the PBR. Thank you, Jimmy, for do everything for us, you know, and all the best. I'm here with JB today. I have him in the bracket tomorrow, but we are family. We travel together. We, you know, talk when we fight sometimes together, you know, and that's family. I'm grateful for everything. Thank you for everybody. And I hope I beat that guy tomorrow. He's in my bracket.
Good stuff. And if the line is too long, if you're from the press and the line's too long to get to one of these superstars, another great storyline is Matt Triplett, who made it through the qualifiers for the American. And he's also qualified to compete in the Iron Cowboy. Anybody else? That's both? Yeah, okay. So he could potentially ride Bushwhacker and win $1 million on Saturday night and then beat the top 10 in the world and win another $1 million if he wins the bull riding in the American. So huge story there for Matt Triplett. As we finish up our bull riding, let's talk about barrel racing. And if I was any kind of a gentleman at all, I would have started with you. I apologize for that. Charmaine
okay,
James.
Justin. Yeah, thank you.
We're glad to have you back. How have you been getting ready for the American?
Well, I've been going out to some jackpots, and it's funny, I talked to Steve Kenyon yesterday for Flint's show for rural radio, and he said, "So have you been to any rodeos?" Well, no, I haven't really been to too many rodeos, and definitely a big change from just barrel racing jackpots to rodeos. But anyway, I'm ready. This is exciting, and it's kind of what you live for.
Tell us about what you're going to be riding.
I'm riding a horse named Grasshopper. I raised him, and he's just a horse that kind of thrives off of a lot of energy in the building, and I just know him. I know him really good, and he's mentally tough and strong, so whatever he's got to do, I think he's going to give me 100%.
Did you ever think that you'd make any kind of a comeback in rodeo? I know you've been very involved with your boys. They're on the ball diamond all the time, and you said that you would rather be at a baseball game than a rodeo now. But did you ever think that there'd be an opportunity like this?
You know what? For a rodeo like this, I would make it out every day. I'd sit down, I'd talk to my family and say, look, this is, we got to figure something out. But for rodeos like this, I can make it out, and I can work a little harder riding and doing what I need to do to be good.
Now, I have no reason to ask this other than it's my own curiosity. But just say there was 10 of these. Would Charmaine James consider going to 10 throughout the year?
I would definitely
I don't know
be at
anything.
'em.
I'm not jumping to any conclusion. I'm just curious.
I would go to them. I think what Randy and Patrick have done, this is great for rodeo. Great to be here. I don't have any complaints about anything. I'm just tickled that they'd have something like this for the contestants and chance to go win into $1 million. And I think that where I started, we didn't have a lot of prize money when I first started. I think, I ended up the year in 1984 with $50,000 won. Compared to nowadays. So I can appreciate this kind of money from where I started and where I ran Scamper those first early years to, be able to compete on him at something like this would have been amazing.
All right. Well, it's good to have you. And if you don't mind passing that on, and give Charmaine a round of applause and a welcome back to the rodeo arena. Trevor Brazil's in the house. Well, Trevor, it's an honor to have you in the top 10 in both events, and something that I think most of you probably picked up on before I did, because I was kind of late in this last week, figuring that your household, if no qualifier wins the $1 million, remember the $1 million will be divided up among the winners. And so that means your household potentially can win almost $700,000 between two events and your wife. That's a pretty good day.
Yeah, it's something, groundbreaking in rodeo. Like Charmaine said, ask if we had ever, consider doing certain things in rodeo. That was rodeo as we know it, and that's just been elevated to a whole new level.
So how have you changed anything in your schedule, your practice, to be able to get ready for the American?
Well, like I say, my wife qualified, so I've been doing less practice and making sure she got out there and practice so she could bring home some bacon for us. But no, it is. I mean, at the end of the day, it's easy to sit here and say it's just another rodeo. We got to go execute, but we all know, down deep that it's not just another rodeo. It's there's a reason that there's this much hype behind it, this much opportunity for earnings and everything, and just the cowboy pride and mentality that you want to go out there and be on top on a day like this. It's something special. But at the end of the day, I've got to go rope a calf and team rope a steer, not any different preparation than I have in the past. Just make sure I execute well on Sunday.
If you don't mind, I've got one more question for Randy, because we can't leave here without talking about the Champions package. We've got the shotguns over there, the buckles from Bolin that are gorgeous. We've got to talk about that before we leave real quick.
Oh, we have. The one big thing we don't have here is the Polaris Rangers. Every single winner will get a Polaris Ranger. We just couldn't get them up here. But we have these beautiful cactus saddles. Every contestant gets one of these beautiful resistol hats. The Browning shotguns. I mean, and the $2 million as well as the buckle. The all-around gets the pistol over there. I don't know. Trevor's denying that. I don't know what that means. But
I've been a lot more nervous about seeing that money sitting there earlier.
Well, and then, the one thing I want to bring a note to that we didn't talk about is one thing that Jerry Jones did do this weekend that is really special, in my opinion, is he bought 10,000 tickets for soldiers. And, you can't, that's showing his true patriotism and really showing support to the event. And the Jones family, I can't thank them enough for doing something so kind to the military and really supporting this. And I think it's just a tribute to them.
Absolutely. We would like to thank everybody for coming out and remind you the PBR's Iron Cowboy 5 press conference is on the arena floor. Is that right? And that is going to begin in just a few moments. They also have a photo op with the background drop back there with all the guests on stage. And so anyway, I believe we have a crew ready to escort everybody down there. If you're with the media and you'd like to go to the PBR press conference, there's a gentleman back there holding up his hand. He's going to lead that crew down there. Have a wonderful weekend here at the Iron Cowboy and the American. Thank you so much for being a part of RFD and this fantastic day. Stick around and meet and greet your champions right here if you'd like to, as long as they can.